विद्यार्थी मित्र हो, 2020-21 पासून महाराष्ट्र राज्य माध्यमिक व उच्च माध्यमिक शिक्षण मंडळ यांनी भौतिकशास्त्र या विषयासाठी 12वी वर्गासाठी नवीन अभ्यासक्रमाची रचना केली आहे व नवीन मूल्यमापन पद्धतीमध्ये तुमच्या बोर्डाच्या प्रश्नपत्रिकेमध्ये सर्वात महत्त्वाचे जे प्रश्न किंवा बदल असतील ते आहे LAQ, लॉंग आन्सर टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन। हा प्रत्येक प्रश्न 4 मार्कासाठी विचारला जातो। यामध्ये दोन प्रकार असतात, एक तर 4-4 मार्काची थेरी, दोन प्रश्न असे असतील ज्यामध्ये 4-4 मार्काची थेरी विचारली जाईल आणि 3 प्रश्न असे असतील की ज्यामध्ये 2 मार्काची थेरी 2 मार्काचा प्रॉब्लेम, म्हणजे एक तर 4 मार्काची थेरी एक प्रश्न किंवा 2 मार्काची थेरी आणि 2 मार्काचा प्रॉब्लेम। तर चला बघूया की लॉंग आन्सर टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन। नमस्कार विद्यार्थी मित्र हो, 12वी बोर्डाच्या क्वेश्चन बँक मधील भौतिकशास्त्र या विषयाचा चॅप्टर नंबर 3 कायनेटिक थेरी ऑफ गॅसेस अँड रेडिएशन यामधील आपण आज लॉंग आन्सर टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन जे की प्रत्येकी 4 मार्कासाठी विचारले जातात त्या प्रश्नाची उत्तरे बघूया। तर याच्यात पहिला जो प्रश्न दिलेला आहे तो प्रश्न आहे, एक्सप्लेन द स्पेक्ट्रल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ब्लॅक बॉडी रेडिएशन। ब्लॅक बॉडी रेडिएशनचा स्पेक्ट्रल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन करायचं आहे। तर प्रश्न हा 4 मार्कासाठी आहे, तर याची विभागणी कशी असेल हे जर आपण बघूया। तर हे जे स्पेक्ट्रल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन दिलेलं आहे, हा जो ग्राफ आहे या ग्राफला 1 मार्क राहील आणि या ग्राफवरून तुम्हाला किमान 6 वेगवेगळे निष्कर्ष लिहावे लागतील, प्रत्येक निष्कर्षाला अर्धा मार्क राहील। तर लक्षात ठेवा विद्यार्थी मित्र हो की हा जो ग्राफ आहे या ग्राफच्या बाबतीत काय सांगू आपण, y ॲक्सिस वर रेडियंट पॉवर घेतलेलं आहे आणि x ॲक्सिस वर काय दिलेलं आहे, वेव्हलेंथ। तर लक्षात ठेवा the rate of emission per unit area, rate of emission per unit area or power per unit area of surface, how it is defined? It is defined as a function of wavelength lambda of emitted radiation. It is defined as function of wavelength lambda of emitted radiation. Now so many scientists studied the energy distribution of black body radiation as a function of wavelength. ही जे कर्व आहे, what this curve gives, it will gives us how the energy is distributed as far as black body is concerned or as far as black body radiation is concerned as a function of wavelength. Means black body radiation as a function of wavelength is shown in the graph, and from the graph what we can say, the source of radiation such as cavity radiator at different temperature, they measured the radiant power corresponding to different wavelength. तर वैज्ञानिक लोकांनी काय केलं की जे रेडिएटर आहे, कॅव्हिएटर शेप मधले रेडिएटर्स असतात, त्यांना वेगवेगळ्या तापमानावर ठेवून त्यांनी काय केलं, रेडियंट पॉवर वेगवेगळ्या वेव्हलेंथला मेजर केली आणि त्यांचा ग्राफ प्लॉट केला। द मेजरमेंट वेर रिप्रेझेंटेड ग्राफिकली इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कर्व अँड दॅट कर्व विल शो variation of radiant power per unit area is a function of wavelength. Variation of what? Radiant power. Variation of, as far as these curves are concerned, what it represent? How that radiant power per unit area is varying as a function of wavelength lambda at a different constant temperature. At what? Different constant temperature. तुम्ही वाटल्यास व्यवस्थितपणे इथं बघू शकता। y ॲक्सिस वर काय दिलेलं आपल्याला, y ॲक्सिस वर रेडियंट पॉवर दिलेलं आहे। How radiant power is varying, how this radiant power is varying as a function of wavelength and which takes place at constant temperature, which takes place at what, constant temperature. तर हे झालं 1 मार्कासाठी तुम्हाला हा ग्राफ काढणं महत्त्वाचं आहे। आणि लक्षात ठेवा इथं हा जो ग्राफ काढलेला आहे या ग्राफच्या बाबतीत बघा 550K, त्यानंतर काय 5000K, त्यानंतर काय 4000K, त्यानंतर 3000K। म्हणजे तुम्हाला लक्षात काय ठेवायचं, तापमान कोणकोणतं घ्यायचं, 3000, 4000, 5000 आणि 5500। आणखीन एक लक्षात घ्या की हे जे पीक आहे या हे पीक लेफ्ट साइडला वळत जातो। ॲज अ टेम्परेचर गोज ऑन इन्क्रीजेस दॅट पीक विल बी शिफ्टेड टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट, म्हणजे करस्पॉन्डिंग वेव्हलेंथ याची किंमत काय होत चालली, कमी कमी होत चालली। तर आता या कर्व वरून आपल्याला काही कन्क्लुजन काढायचे, ही कर्व व्यवस्थित बघून घ्या। आता या कर्व वरून काय कन्क्लुजन काढता येईल हे परत एकदा मी इथं कर्व दाखवले तुम्हाला। आता बघा, ॲट ए गिवन टेम्परेचर, जो काही टेम्परेचर दिलेला आहे ॲट ए गिवन टेम्परेचर, हे इथे कर्व आहे। ॲट ए गिवन टेम्परेचर काय सांगितलं, द एनर्जी इज नॉट युनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड. म्हणजे दिलेल्या तापमानावर एनर्जी युनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होते का? नाही, एनर्जी डिस्ट्रीब्युशन हे व्हॅरी होतं. ॲट ए गिवन टेम्परेचर द एनर्जी इज नॉट युनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड इन द स्पेक्ट्रम. या स्पेक्ट्रममध्ये एनर्जी युनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूट झाली का? नाही. काय होईल? एनर्जी इज नॉट डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड युनिफॉर्मली इन द स्पेक्ट्रम दॅट इज एज ए फंक्शन ऑफ वेवलेंथ ऑफ ब्लॅक बॉडी. म्हणजे ब्लॅक बॉडीला ॲज फार एज ब्लॅक बॉडी इज कन्सर्न, जर त्या ब्लॅक बॉडीचा तापमान सारखा राहत असेल याचा अर्थ एनर्जी डिस्ट्रीब्युशन युनिफॉर्म राहतो असं नाही. एनर्जी डिस्ट्रीब्युशन युनिफॉर्म राहत नाही. दुसरा कन्क्लुजन बघा काय त्याच्यात. नाउ द सेकंड कन्क्लुजन दॅट वी कॅन ड्रॉ फ्रॉम द ग्राफ इज दॅट ॲट ए गिवन टेम्परेचर, परत दिलेल्या तापमानावर, द रेडियंट पॉवर इमिटेड इनिशियली इन्क्रीजेस. रेडियंट पॉवर इमिटेड इनिशियली इन्क्रीजेस विथ इन्क्रीज ऑफ वेवलेंथ. वेवफॉर्म कशी आपण आता बघितले, जस्ट नाउ वी हॅड सीन at a given temperature. Now see what you can say. At a given temperature the radiant power emitted initially increases. सुरुवातीला काय होईल? radiant power emitted initially it will increases with increase in wavelength. जसं जसं wavelength वाढत गेलं तसं तसं radiant power per unit area initially increases with increase of wavelength, and finally it will reaches to what? And finally it will reaches its maximum. Finally it will reaches its maximum, and then it will start decreasing, and then it will decreases. So the radiant power initially increases with increase in wavelength, increases with increase of wavelength. Finally it reaches a maximum value, and then further decreases with increase in what? Wavelength, with increase in wavelength. The wavelength corresponding to, आता हे जे wavelength है, the wavelength corresponding to काय? The wavelength corresponding to the radiation of maximum intensity is lambda max. Is what? The wavelength corresponding to radiation of काय? Radiation of maximum intensity. Radiation of maximum intensity is lambda max. It is a characteristics of lambda max is what? Characteristics of temperature of radiating body. Characteristics of what? Temperature of radiating body. Remember that it is not the maximum wavelength emitted by the object. It is not the maximum wavelength emitted by the object. हे तुम्हाला लक्षात ठेवावं लागेल. हा दुसरा मुद्दा झाला. आता तिसरा मुद्दा बघा काय दिलेलं आहे. एरिया अंडर कर्व रिप्रेझेंट total energy emitted per unit time per unit area by the black body at all wavelength. Area under curve. या कर्वच्या आतमधली जे एरिया अंडर कर्व आहे, दिस इज एरिया अंडर कर्व. व्हॉट यू कॅन से? एरिया अंडर कर्व विल रिप्रेझेंट, एरिया अंडर कर्व इट विल रिप्रेझेंट व्हॉट? एरिया अंडर कर्व विल रिप्रेझेंट द टोटल एनर्जी इमिटेड. एरिया अंडर कर्व रिप्रेझेंट टोटल एनर्जी इमिटेड per unit time per unit area black body at all the wavelength. हा झाला तिसरा मुद्दा. Now what is the fourth conclusion that can be drawn? Remember the peak of the curve shift towards left. The peak of the curve shift towards left, that is towards the shorter wavelength, that is the value of lambda max decreases with increase of temperature. The peak of curve shift towards the left, that is towards the shorter wavelength, that is the value of lambda max decreases with increase of temperature. Value of lambda max decreases with increase. So from the curve, what we can say? The peak of curve shift towards the left. Peak of curve shift towards the left, that is shorter wavelength. The value of lambda max decreases with increase of temperature. म्हणजे आपल्याला काय सिद्ध करायचं की हे जे कर्व आहे या कर्ववरून काय सांगता येईल? सी हियर द पीक ऑफ कर्व इट स्टार्ट शिफ्टिंग टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट. असं शिफ्ट व्हायला लागलं एज टेम्परेचर गोज ऑन इन्क्रीजेस. बघा 3000 4000 5000 5500 टेम्परेचर वाढत गेलं. पीक हा इथं आहे, हा इथं आहे, हा इथं आहे, हा इथं आहे. म्हणजेच काय सांगता येईल? द पीक शिफ्ट टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट, that is its wavelength goes on decreases, that is its wavelength goes on decreases when temperature goes on increases. When temperature गोज ऑन इन्क्रीजेस. हा झाला चौथा पॉइंट. आता पाचवा मुद्दा काय आहे बघा. ॲट हायर टेम्परेचर द रेडियंट पॉवर और टोटल एनर्जी इमिटेड पर युनिट टाइम पर युनिट एरिया. ॲट हायर टेम्परेचर म्हणजे 5500 वर द रेडियंट पॉवर, त्या रेडियंट पॉवरलाच काय म्हणता येईल, टोटल एनर्जी इमिटेड पर युनिट टाइम पर युनिट एरिया, दॅट इज एरिया अंडर कर्व, त्यालाच एरिया अंडर कर्व करस्पॉन्डिंग टू ऑल द वेवलेंथ increases. Means as temperature goes on increases, what happens as temperature goes on increases, means at higher temperature the radiant power or total energy emitted per unit area per unit time for all the wavelength it will definitely increases. आणि शेवटचा सहावा महत्वाचा पॉइंट जे आहे, काय सहावा पॉइंट, at a temperature of 300 Kelvin, at a temperature of 300 Kelvin, that is around the room temperature वर काय होईल, the most intense of these waves has a wavelength of about 5 into 10 raised to -6 meter and the radiant power is smaller for the wavelengths which is different from this value. हा झाला सहावा पॉइंट. So practically all the radiant energy at this temperature is carried by waves longer than these corresponding to red light, red light. तर कमीत कमी तुम्हाला इथं 6 मुद्दे त्या ग्राफ वरून सांगता आले पाहिजे. हा ग्राफ कशाचा आहे हे लिहायचं. ग्राफ व्यवस्थित काढा. ग्राफ मध्ये टेम्परेचरची किंमत लिहिणं फार आवश्यक आहे. टेम्परेचरची किंमत आहे 3000, 4000, 5000, 5500. वेवलेंथ बघा, हे लॅम्बडा मॅक्स जे आहे फॉर 5500 इट इज 500 and for 4000 it is nearly equal to what, 1000, and wavelength is taken in nanometer while radiant power is taken on y axis. तर हे अशा प्रकारे आकृतीला किंवा ग्राफला 1 मार्क आणि 6 वेगवेगळे मुद्दे प्रत्येकी अर्धा मार्क म्हणजे 4 मार्क तुम्हाला सहज मिळू शकतात. पुढचा जो प्रश्न आपल्याला बघायचा आहे, प्रश्न क्रमांक 3 बघा काय आहे तो. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 सॉरी. व्हॉट इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 2? derive an expression for average pressure of an ideal gas. Derive an expression for average pressure of an ideal gas. किंवा परीक्षेत याला obtain an expression for pressure exerted by molecules of gas on the walls of container. Pressure exerted by molecules of gas on the walls of container असे विचारू शकतात. किंवा derive an expression for pressure of an ideal gas. Derive an expression for pressure of an ideal gas. तर 2 प्रकारे हा 4 मार्कासाठी प्रश्न विचारता येईल. तर यामध्ये तुम्हाला सर्वात अगोदर काय करावं लागेल, एक डायग्राम काढायची. इथं हा क्युबिकल कंटेनर दाखवलेला आहे. इन दिस क्युबिकल कंटेनर an ideal gas is kept. In this cubical container we are having an ideal gas. What is the length of cubical container? L is the length of cubical container. L is the length of cubical container. Now the edges of this cubical container, they are coinciding with what? They are coinciding with the axis. Now the gas molecule, as far as this cubical container is concerned, this cubical container, it consists of n number of gas molecules. Here whatever description that we have to write, it should be as minimum as possible. Let there be, काय सांगायचं आपल्याला की हा जो कंटेनर आहे, लेट देअर बी n mole of an ideal gas, n moles of an ideal gas is enclosed in cubical box of volume V equal to, if L is the length of container, then V equal to L cube. And again what we know, that the sides of box, they are parallel to what? The coordinate axis. Sides of wall, they are parallel to coordinate axis. And the walls of the box are kept at constant temperature. हे फार महत्वाचं आहे. The walls of the box, they are kept at what? Constant temperature. They are kept at constant temperature. We know very well that the gas molecule inside the container, the gas molecule inside the container, they are in what? They are in continuous random motion. Whatever gas, n moles of gas molecules are present, they are not stationary. They are in what? Continuous random motion. They are moving from one place to other place randomly, and during their random motion, gas molecule will not only collide with other gas molecule, but at the same time they will hit the walls of container. At the same time they will hit what? The walls of the box, and they will bounce back. So suppose here molecule is traveling along this path and it will collide with this wall, and after colliding it gets rebound and starts moving in a backward direction. So remember, due to random motion, because gas molecules are randomly moving inside the box, and during their random motion they will perform two things: either they will collide with another gas molecule, or they will hit the walls of a container and they will bounce back, and they will what? Bounce back. Now according to one of the assumption, because we know that intermolecular forces of attraction is negligible, means we can neglect the intermolecular collision. We can neglect the intermolecular collision and consider only elastic collision with the walls. काय consider करना अपन? Elastic collision with the wall. Means when gas molecule collide with the wall, the type of collision that takes place, it is what? Perfectly elastic collision. The type of collision is what? Perfectly elastic collision. तो पहला assumption क्या है? According to one of the assumption, intermolecular collision, we neglect the intermolecular collision, म्हणजे collision between two molecules ला आपण neglect करूया, and we will consider only the elastic collision that takes place between molecules and walls of a container. Molecule and walls of a container. So let us consider here, let us consider that one of the typical molecule, here is a molecule of mass m, and it is moving along positive x-axis like this. Let us consider a molecule of mass m moving with velocity v, a typical molecule moving with velocity v, and it is about to collide elastically with the shaded wall of cube, which is parallel to yz axis. So look at this molecule. We had considered any of the arbitrary molecule of mass m which is moving with velocity v, and it is about to collide with what? It is about to collide with this shaded wall of a container. It is about to collide with what? Shaded wall of a container. Now what happens as far as this shaded wall of container is concerned? What you can say? That during the collision, shaded wall of the container, and that shaded wall of the container is parallel to yz axis. It is what? Parallel to yz axis. Remember, during the elastic collision, the component Vx of velocity will get reversed, and keeping Vy and Vz component unaltered. म्हणजे ज्याचा दुसरा अर्थ काय होईल की when I say that one of the molecule is moving along positive x-axis, and when it collide with what? This shaded wall of a container, it will rebounce. It will what? Rebounce. And as far as this shaded wall is concerned, it is parallel to what? YZ plane. It is parallel to what? YZ plane. It is parallel to YZ plane. Remember that as far as velocity of a molecule is concerned, this molecule is traveling along x-axis. Means what is the velocity of molecule? Vx. Mass of molecule is m, means before collision what is the initial momentum of molecule? Initial momentum of molecule pi equal to m into Vx. But as soon as it will collide with the walls, it gets rebound. Now remember, when molecule gets rebound from the shaded wall, there is only change in direction of its velocity. That is, if Vx is pointing toward this side, then what is the direction? What is the velocity in opposite direction? Minus Vx. Whereas the component of velocity along y and z axis, that is Vy and Vz, they will not change. Only component along x axis is reverse. Only component along x axis is reverse. So as far as change in momentum is concerned, remember the change in momentum of particle is only in the x direction, that is because only x component is changing. So the change in momentum delta px is given by, how you can say change in momentum will take place? change in momentum is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. Change in momentum along x-axis is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. What is the final momentum? Because after colliding with a wall, that molecule get reversed. Means the velocity of molecule after it rebound from the wall, it is minus Vx. So the final momentum is minus m into Vx. Minus initial momentum is minus mvx. So minus of minus and minus mvx minus mvx, total is what? Minus 2 times mvx. Thus, what is the change in momentum of gas molecule? Minus 2 mvx. And what we can say now? The momentum transferred to the wall during the collision is, means the net change in momentum due to collision of a molecule with the surface is plus 2 times mvx. म्हणजे इथे काय सांगता येईल की net change in momentum of gas molecule is minus 2 mvx. Net change in momentum of that shaded wall of a container is what? Plus 2 mvx. Why it is so? Because the rebounds molecule then goes to, आता काय होईल की हा जो molecule rebound झालेला आहे, मॉलिक्यूल जो रिबाउंड झालेला आहे, काय झालं पहिले या मॉलिक्यूलची वेलोसिटी किती होती? Vx वेलोसिटीने हा मॉलिक्यूल या डायरेक्शनला जात होता. इट इज मूविंग विथ वेलोसिटी Vx. आफ्टर कोलिजन इट्स वेलोसिटी विल चेंजेस and it becomes minus Vx. Now this molecule will collide with the wall exactly opposite to that of what? This shaded wall. Exactly opposite to that of what? A shaded wall. And once again it will return back towards the shaded wall. Once again it will return back towards what? The shaded wall. So remember that as far as this molecule is concerned, the momentum transfer to the wall is plus 2 mvx and the rebound molecule then goes to the opposite wall and collide with it. आता काय होईल? After colliding with shaded wall, the molecule travels to opposite wall. आता आपण बघितलं. And again, once again it travel back towards the shaded wall. म्हणजे molecule समोरासमोरच्या भिंतीवर एकानंतर एक धडकत जाईल, एकानंतर एक कोलाइड होत जाईल. याचाच अर्थ काय? This means that molecule travels a distance 2L in between two collision. दोन collision मध्ये molecule किती अंतर ट्रॅव्हल करेल? बघा सिंपल आहे. दोन collision मध्ये तो molecule किती अंतर ट्रॅव्हल करेल? हा अंतर आहे L, परत इकडे काय येईल? L, म्हणजेच काय होईल? 2L. So the molecule travels a distance 2L in between two successive collision. And because L is the length of cubical box, the time for molecule to travel back and forth, the time taken by molecule to travel back and forth, हे forth आणि हा back. So the time taken by molecule to travel back and forth to the shaded wall is time delta t is equal to 2L divided by Vx. बघा, velocity equal to distance upon time. Velocity equal to distance upon time म्हणजेच time is equal to distance upon velocity. Time is equal to distance upon velocity. So the time taken by a molecule between to and fro motion, if it is delta t, then it must be equal to distance traveled by a molecule between what? To and fro motion, and divided by the velocity of molecule. Here it is velocity along x-axis. Here it is what? Velocity along x-axis. Now remember that as far as the average force is concerned, average force, as far as average force is concerned, see here, before that average force, let us see. The molecule travel a distance 2L between two successive collision and delta t equal to 2L divided by Vx. आता बघा काय सांगायचं तुम्हाला की average force exerted, what is the average force exerted on the shaded wall by molecule number 1. तो जो molecule आपण गृहीत धरला त्याला काय नाव देऊ आपण? Molecule number 1. So what is the force exerted by molecule number 1 on the shaded wall? The average force exerted by molecule 1 on a shaded wall is equal to average rate of change of momentum according to Newton's second law of motion. Force is nothing but rate of change of momentum. So the average force is equal to average फोर्स इज इक्वल टू काय सांगता आता एव्हरेज फोर्स इज इक्वल टू रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम म्हणजेच एफ एव्हरेज इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा पी डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा टी. What is the change in momentum? Change in momentum of gas molecule is 2 mvx आणि याला suffix 1 देऊया आपण. So vx1 is x component of velocity of molecule 1. vx1 is what? X component of velocity of molecule number 1. So 2 mvx, it is what? Change in momentum upon time. What is that? Time is delta t equal to 2L divided by vx1. Delta t equal to what? V2L divided by Vx1. So the average force is equal to average rate of change of momentum. 2 mvx1 it is change in momentum, and 2L upon Vx1 it is what? Change in the time. So delta p upon delta t is equal to mvx1 square divided by L. mvx1 square divided by what? L. mvx1 square divided by L. Now consider त्याचप्रमाणे we can consider the molecule number 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on having their x component velocity as vx2, vx3, vx4, vxn. So the average force exerted by molecule 1 is mvx1 square by L. So average force exerted by second molecule काय असेल? mvx2 square divided by L. F average by 2 is equal to काय होईल? mvx2 square divided by what? L. mvx square divided by L. So third molecule mvx3 square divided by L. In this way nth molecule will be mvxn square divided by L. तर average force आता यावरून काय सांगायचं आपल्याला की the average force on the wall एक लक्षात ठेवा, if n is the number of molecules in a container, then the number of molecules traveling along x, y and z axis they are equal, n by 3, n by 3 and n by 3. So the average force exerted by the molecules on the shaded wall, it is F average is equal to काय सांगता येईल? F average is equal to m by L. You can take m by L as a common. Now what is left in bracket? Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square and so on. Pressure is nothing but force per unit area. So as pressure is nothing but force per unit area, so average pressure is equal to average force upon area of a shaded wall. Average force upon area of a shaded wall. या आकृतीमध्ये इकडे बघा. We want to find out what is the average pressure exerted on a shaded wall. It is nothing but the average force on a shaded wall divided by area of a shaded wall. Divided by area of a shaded wall. So what is the average force? Already we know average force is m by L. Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square हे घेतलं न्यूमरेटर मध्ये, divided by area of shaded wall. Here m by L, Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square. This is what? Average force. And divided by area of shaded wall. काय area shaded wall चा? L square. It is what? L square. L आणि हा length L, height सुद्धा L म्हणून L square. So remember that the average of the square of x component of velocity काय सांगतो मी? average म्हणजे हे असं average of square of x component of velocity. Average of square of x component of velocity. Average of square of x component of velocity. Vx bar square is equal to Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square up to what? Vn square divided by n number of molecules divided by L. So average of square of x component of velocity means Vx square bar is equal to Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square up to Vn square divided by n divided by what? N. So as far as this pressure is concerned, now what you can say about this pressure? Pressure P is equal to what happens to pressure P? P becomes equal to m by see here in the denominator we are having L into L cube, L into L square, that is equal to L cube, and L cube is nothing but V. So m divided by V, and here as far as this term is concerned, here n it will be taken to this side. So n into Vx square is equal to Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus Vx3 square. So the pressure exerted P is equal to Mn Vx square bar divided by V, where Vx square bar is the average over all possible values of x. That is, V square is equal to, if I consider all the three coordinates axis, V square bar, it is what? Average square velocity. Average square velocity equal to Vx square bar plus Vy square bar plus Vz square bar. Remember that Vx square bar equal to Vy square bar equal to Vz square bar equal to 1/3 of V square bar. 1/3 of V square bar. Because molecule have no preferred direction to move. Molecule have no preferred direction to move. तर हा सर्वात महत्त्वाचा रिलेशन आहे. Vx square bar equal to Vy square bar equal to Vz square bar equal to 1/3 of V square bar equal to what? 1/3 of V square bar. Now you can put the value of 1/3 V square bar. So what is the expression for final pressure will become? Pressure exerted by ideal gas on the walls of container is 1/3 of Nm V square bar divided by V. Pressure P is equal to 1/3 of Nm V square whole divided by what? V, and this is what expected. The expression for pressure exerted by molecules of ideal gas on the walls of container, this is the expected pressure expression. Now the next question is derive Mayer's relation. तुम्हाला इथे Mayer's relation derive करायचा आहे. Now in order to derive the Mayer's relation, what we will do? We will consider 1 mole of an ideal gas is enclosed in cylinder. Let us consider 1 mole of an ideal gas. महत्वाचा आहे. 1 mole of ideal gas is enclosed in cylinder, and that cylinder is having what? Light frictionless airtight piston. Light frictionless airtight piston. 1 mole of an ideal gas is enclosed in a cylinder having light frictionless airtight piston. Now as far as gas inside the cylinder is concerned, let P, V and that of T be the pressure, volume and absolute temperature of the gas respectively. Now we can heat the gas in a 2 ways. We can heat the gas in a 2 ways. Let if the gas is heated so that its temperature rises by an amount delta T. Let us consider that gas is heated so that its temperature will rises by an amount delta T, but the volume of the gas remains constant. बघा, we are heating the gas so that its temperature will increase, but its volume remains what? Constant. Its volume remains constant. तर या बाबतीत आपण काय सांगता येईल? The amount of heat supplied to the gas dQ1, whatever heat dQ1 is supplied to the gas, that gas is used totally to increase the internal energy of the gas. Whatever heat energy delta Q1 dQ1 is supplied to the gas, that entire heat is used to increase the internal energy of the gas. त्या सगळ्या हीटचा वापर त्या गॅसची इंटरनल एनर्जी वाढवण्यासाठी खर्च केली जाते. का? कारण वॉल्यूम ऑफ द गॅस इज कॉन्स्टंट. सो नो नेट वर्क, सो नो वर्क इज डन in moving the piston. No work is done in moving the piston. म्हणजे आपण काय सांगता येईल? Whatever heat dQ1 is supplied, it is totally utilized to increase the internal energy dE of a system, and we know that internal energy is equal to CV into dt, because by definition what is CV? CV, that is specific heat of gas at constant volume, is nothing but the rate of change of internal energy with respect to what? Temperature T. With respect to temperature T. So as CV equal to dE by dt, therefore dE is equal to CV into dt. तर आपण पहिल्या केसमध्ये काय कन्सिडर केलं की एखाद्या गॅसला जो की पिस्टन मध्ये ठेवलेला आहे त्याला dQ1 अमाउंट ऑफ हीट सप्लाय केली आणि ती टोटल हीट कशामध्ये वापरली जाते? in order to increase the internal energy of the gas. तर इंटरनल एनर्जी ऑफ गॅस डी ने वाढते का, कारण व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ द गॅस इट इज केप कॉन्स्टंट. आता गॅसचा व्हॉल्यूम आपण बदलू देत नाही, याचा अर्थ आपल्याला कुठल्याही त्या गॅसला कुठल्याही प्रकारचा वर्क करावं लागणार नाही इन ऑर्डर टू मूव्ह दी पिस्टन. पिस्टनला मूव्ह करण्यासाठी त्या गॅसला कुठलाही वर्क करायची गरज नाही. म्हणजेच गॅसला हिटिंग करण्याची ही एक जी मेथड आहे, ही एक जी पॉसिबिलिटी आहे, त्या संदर्भात आपण काय सांगू शकतो, द हीट सप्लाय टू द गॅस dq1 it is equal to increase in internal energy of gas dE, and that is equal to cv into dt, where cv represent, इथं cv काय रिप्रेझेंट करतो, cv represent molar specific heat of gas at a constant volume. cv represent molar specific heat of gas, cv represent molar specific heat of gas at a constant volume. आता दुसरी एक पद्धत बघूया आपण. on the other hand if the gas is heated to the same temperature, but now that gas is heated to same temperature at constant pressure, but here volume of the gas increases by an amount dV, volume of the gas increases by an amount dV. म्हणजे दुसऱ्या मेथड मध्ये आपण काय करायला लागलो, त्या गॅसला हीट करतोय कुठपर्यंत, सो दॅट इट्स टेम्परेचर इन्क्रीजेस बाय सेम अमाऊंट. पण इथे आपण प्रेशर कॉन्स्टंट ठेवला, व्हॉल्यूमच्या ऐवजी काय कॉन्स्टंट ठेवला, प्रेशर इज केप्ट कॉन्स्टंट अँड व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ द गॅस इन्क्रीजेस. इथं गॅसचा व्हॉल्यूम वाढू दिला. सो व्हॉट इज द इन्क्रीज इन व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ गॅस, व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ गॅस इन्क्रीजेस बाय अन अमाऊंट dV. नाउ व्हॉट यू कॅन से हियर, whatever amount of heat is supplied to the gas, say dq2 is the amount of heat supplied to the gas. So whatever amount of heat is supplied to the gas, it is used in a two ways. Part of it is used to increase the internal energy of the gas. या dq2 चा काही भाग कशासाठी वापरला जातं, to increase the internal energy of the gas, to increase the internal energy of the gas. At the same, as well as in order to move the piston backward to allow the expansion of the gas, some work must be done in moving the piston, and that work done is equal to pdv. That work done is equal to what, pdv. So remember that whenever gas is heated to the same temperature at constant pressure, and if we allow that volume of gas to increase by an amount delta V, then in this case the amount of heat supplied to the gas is dq2. In this case, amount of heat supplied to the gas dq2, it is utilized by the gas in two ways. Part of heat is used to increase the internal energy of that gas by an amount dE, and remaining amount of energy is utilized to do the work in order to move the piston in a backward direction so that gas is allowed to expand. So dq2 equal to dE plus dW, and here dq2 is equal to Cp into dt. Just like in case of dq1 equal to Cv into dt, here what you can say, the amount of heat supplied as it is equal to dE plus dW, it is equal to Cp into dt, where Cp is known as molar specific heat of gas at constant pressure. Molar specific heat of gas at constant pressure. Now we know this dq2 is equal to Cp dt, so let us put dq2 equal to Cp dt. Now what is dE, increase in internal energy, it is Cv into dt from equation 1, and the amount of work done is dW, amount of work done is dW. You remember one thing, that the amount of work done dW is always equal to P into dV. Amount of work done dW is always equal to what, P into dV. So Cp dt, and take this Cv dt to this side, so Cp dt minus Cv dt, if dt is taken common, Cp minus Cv into dt equal to P dV. Again we know, for 1 mole of a gas, what is ideal gas equation, PV is equal to RT. PV is equal to what, RT. So PdV equal to RdT. PdV is equal to what, RdT, since pressure is constant. So let us substitute PdV equal to RdT. PdV equal to what? R dt, or dt is equal to PdV equal to R dt. या equation मध्ये PdV equal to R dt. Now let us put this value here. So what we will get? By putting PdV equal to R dt, we will have Cp minus Cv. Cp minus Cv into dt is equal to, here we are having PdV. Now you can replace it by what? R into dt. So this dt on both the side get cancelled, and finally we have Cp minus Cv equal to R. That is the difference between molar specific heat of gas at constant pressure and that of molar specific heat of gas at constant volume is equal to what? Universal gas constant R. This relation is known as Cp minus Cv equal to R. This is known as Mayer's relationship between what? Molar specific heat of gas at constant pressure Cp and molar specific heat of gas at constant volume Cv. Now you can express Mayer's relation in different form also. So as you know that molar specific heat Cp, molar specific heat, it can be expressed in terms of what? In terms of principal specific heat. So what is the molar specific heat of gas at constant pressure? Molar specific heat of gas at constant pressure is Cp, and that can be written as m0 into Sp, or Cv is equal to m0 into Sv, where what is this m0? m0 is a molar mass of a gas. m0 is what? Molar mass of a gas, and Sp represent, Sp and Sv, they represent what? Principal specific heats of gas at constant pressure and at constant volume. So as a Cp minus Cv equal to R, you can replace Cp by m0 into Sp. You can replace molar specific heat Cv by m0 into Sv. So what you will get? That after replacing Cp minus Cv equal to R, replace Cp by m0 Sp, replace Cv by m0 Sv, we will get m0 Sp upon m0 Sv, m0 Sp minus m0 Sv equal to R by J, where J is known as mechanical heat. J is known as mechanical equivalent of a heat. So hence Mayer's relation, alternately what you can say, Mayer's relation is Sp minus Sv is equal to R upon m0 into J. Sp minus Sv is equal to R upon m0 into J. So you can express Mayer's relation in terms of what? Principal specific heat of gas as Sp minus Sv. Sp minus Sv equal to R upon m0 into J. So there are two ways in which you can express the Mayer's relation in terms of molar specific heat. It is Cp minus Cv equal to R, molar specific heat of gas at constant pressure minus molar specific heat of gas at constant volume is equal to R, or Mayer's relation can also be expressed in terms of principal specific heat as Sp minus Sv equal to R upon m0 into J, where Sp minus Sv represent what? Difference in principal specific heat of gas at constant pressure and constant volume, and that is equal to universal gas constant R divided by m0. What is m0? It is the molar mass of gas multiplied by what? J, that is mechanical equivalent of